Today on the transfer news. Now, these ones are actually quite juicy. Do you understand? Now, like the way I normally do, I call them out and then I let you know what I think about the transfer, if it's a good one or a bad one. Do you understand? So let's get on to it. Now, Galatasaray sealed the deal to sign Viktor Osimhen from Napoli. Club to club agreement in place with documents now being exchanged. Plans to get it all signed, and Galatasaray will pay the sum of 40 million now, and then after 1 year they'll pay the sum of 35 million. Now, actually, the price for the permanent transfer is 75 million euro. So Galatasaray will pay the sum of 40 million now, and then after 1 year they'll pay 35 million. Now, there is actually something abnormal about this Victor Osimhen transfer, but I'll actually talk about it later. You understand? So it's a special goal bonus, and with a special goal bonus and also a 10% sale on profit. Also, specific penalty clause wanted by Napoli will be included to avoid any sales. And don't worry, the juicy part will come, but I'll talk about that one, not now. Now on Victor Gyokeres and his agents have made it clear that they want Arsenal. Now Manchester United didn't send any bid for Victor Gyokeres, despite links in Portugal, as Victor Gyokeres only wants Arsenal. Intermediaries too also came through and were like pushing Manchester United to also go for Victor Gyokeres. You understand? That they should pass through the corners so that they can sell Victor Gyokeres. But the player is still keen on going to Arsenal. Now, one thing I actually don't understand about this transfer, Victor Gyokeres and Manchester United. You understand? Victor Gyokeres is a sporting player, and his coach, his former sporting coach, is now the current Manchester United's coach, Ruben Amorim. Now, I believe Ruben Amorim and Victor Gyokeres actually had a good relationship. Now, why does he want just Arsenal? Though I actually think there's actually something going through my head, but I'll talk about that. You understand? Real Madrid have contacted Liverpool to ask if there is an offer that would convince them to sell Ibou Konate immediately. Do you understand? Now, rumors are going around that Real Madrid has actually sent an offer of 20 to 25 million to sign Ibou Konate. Do you understand? Now, it's actually more like a decision for Real Madrid to make. Sorry, for Liverpool to make, because Real Madrid has actually, let me not use Real Madrid, Florentino Perez has actually contacted Ibou Konate. And you know, when Papa Perez contacts a player privately, you know what that means. Now, it is not as if Real Madrid is now giving them options. Do you understand? I'll talk about the options. Let's just go on to the next transfer first. Now, Barcelona and Marcus Rashford is a year we go. Rashford will go on loan to Barcelona. Now, this is quite a good deal for Marcus Rashford. It's quite a good deal for Marcus Rashford. Now, we all know that for a while, Marcus Rashford and Manchester United have not actually been in good terms, and the player wants to leave the club after Aston Villa decided not to sign him on permanent deal. Now, he wants to go to Barcelona. He even had a pay cut. It was as far as deciding to do a pay cut for Barcelona to sign him. Now, currently, Marcus Rashford is now in Barcelona, ready to sign. I think he'll be doing his medicals today, after his medicals, and then he'll be signing on loan. Now, the La Liga has actually given Barcelona 100 and something million for players to be registered. You know that this registration and registration between La Liga and Barcelona have actually been a problem since, and that is the reason why Marcus Rashford's loan transfer has actually been an issue, because they will sign players, but now the registration is a problem. This was the same thing that happened with Dani Olmo. You understand? But I think it's everything would actually go as perfect, because Barcelona wants Marcus Rashford, and Marcus Rashford wants to go to Barcelona. So it's already a done deal. Like I said before, Marcus Rashford is in Barcelona and he's ready to sign, and medicals will be on the way. And now, another shocker. Cole Palmer and his girlfriend unfollowed each other on Instagram. Why? Because Cole Palmer's girlfriend is actually forcing Cole Palmer to be in a contractual marriage with him. Do you understand? But Cole Palmer refuses. He said he's too young to actually get married. Do you understand? So this is what we'll talk about. Now, on Victor Osimhen's transfer to Galatasaray, leaving Napoli. I think this Napoli president, De Laurentiis, is a very wicked man. Like I said it before, even when Osimhen won the Scudetto with Napoli, I said it before that Osimhen extending his contract with Napoli is a bad decision for him, and this is where it has actually gotten him. Now take a look at the offer. Take a look at what De Laurentiis wants after signing Osimhen. After Galatasaray signs Osimhen, just watch. These are actually the verbal agreement that went on between De Laurentiis and Galatasaray. Now, 40 million euro immediate payment. That is 40 million euro will be paid instantly for Victor Osimhen. 35 million euro payment in 1 year. Do you understand? 5 million add-ons based on goals. 10% sell-on clause on future profile. Now, this one wey even mad me pass sef. This one wey even mad me pass. Clause to avoid sales to Italian clubs in 2 years. Do you actually know what that means? Now, those other ones are not actually a problem to me. Do you understand? They are not actually a problem to me. But now, this clause to avoid sales to Italian clubs in 2 years is what I really don't like. De Laurentiis is actually trying to ban Victor Osimhen from coming to the Italian league. That is him now telling Galatasaray that in 2 years they are not going to sell Victor Osimhen to any Italian club. That is, Victor Osimhen is not going to play in any Italian league. Do you understand me? So that is what this clause to avoid sales to Italian clubs means. You understand? And now, at some point, Galatasaray has actually accepted it. Now, Galatasaray actually wants to sign Victor Osimhen on a 5 years contract. You understand? My prayer is Victor Osimhen and the club should not have any issues. You understand? Because you know how this club and the owners are. Because Victor Osimhen and the club should not have any issues that would make any club from Italian league to come and sign him before the 2 years elapse. You understand? Because that will be a problem. Galatasaray has actually accepted everything for now. They have actually accepted everything. So we pray that nothing should happen between Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray. You understand? But to me, De Laurentiis is a very wicked man. He's a very wicked man, and I thank God that Victor Osimhen has finally left them. You understand? Now, at some point, Napoli signing a player has never been a problem. This has actually been a history between Napoli and other clubs. Napoli signing a player has never been a problem, but signing a player out of Napoli has been a problem. Take a look at McTominay. They signed McTominay from Manchester United. It has never been a problem. They signed De Bruyne from Manchester City, which has never been a problem. Do you understand? Now, other clubs signing a player from them is always a problem. Why is it always like that? They are always greedy. Why? But that is the case. I'm happy that Victor Osimhen will finally leave them and is happy where he is. Me, like I said before, as long as Victor Osimhen is happy, I am happy. You understand? Now, on Ibou Konate's contract, now we all know that Ibou Konate does not want to extend contract with Liverpool. And he said he wants to go to Real Madrid. And now, the sweet part is Real Madrid has actually offered Liverpool 20 to 25 million euro to sell Konate to them. Now, the rumor that is going around is Papa Perez has actually told Ibou Konate to stay in Liverpool, that in the next 1 year, after 1 year, they will come back and sign him as a free agent. Now, that has been Real Madrid's strategy right from time. That was how they collected Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool and Mbappe too from PSG. Now they are using the same tactics now to collect Ibou Konate from Liverpool. Now, to me, Liverpool, I just feel push should not accept it. Accept this offer and then let Ibou Konate go. The player don't even try for accept, and the player don't make am clear say he no wan extend contract with una. So Mona just collect this money, move, make una no lose. You understand? Because if Ibou Konate should actually leave as a free agent from after 1 year, that is a big loss. It's a big loss from Liverpool. Real Madrid is now on the safer side. So our parents now don't give them offer. Now now we don't sit down for China. They realize they give them offer. It's that they allow them collect the money, leave Ibou Konate for them or lock up. You understand? So that is all good. Now for Viktor Gyokeres. Now this Viktor Gyokeres deal with Arsenal has actually been a problem. It has actually been a problem because I don't know what is actually happening with the owner of Sporting and Viktor Gyokeres. And I feel this is something that most owners in football clubs does, and it's very bad. A player will dedicate their time and effort and everything on a club for years. And now when the player will decides to go or wants to go, you make it very hard for the player. And I believe that is the problem that is going on between Viktor Gyokeres and Arsenal. Do you understand? Sorry, Viktor Gyokeres and Napoli and Sporting. Now, Viktor Gyokeres does not want to extend contract with Sporting. He wants to leave the club. And now the owner of Sporting is actually making life unbearable for Viktor Gyokeres, to the point that Viktor Gyokeres did not come for the preseason training, and now there's a fine attached to that for not coming for preseason training. So that is how bad it is. And now the another shocking new part is that now Viktor Gyokeres does not want to go to Man U. Man U that his former coach is currently coaching. Do you understand? And most of us, we felt that Man U will be on a higher side to sign Viktor Gyokeres based on the fact that Ruben Amorim, his former coach, would actually talk some sense into him to come to Manchester United. But now, Viktor Gyokeres does not want to go to Manchester United. He wants to go to Arsenal. Now, to me, I feel that this whole um Victor Osimhen and Chelsea deal wants to rewrite itself between this Viktor Gyokeres and Arsenal's deal. Remember when Victor Osimhen wanted to sign for Chelsea and Chelsea wanted Victor Osimhen to reduce his salary, do you understand, to 50%, and Victor Osimhen refused. Now, Chelsea was actually working with Napoli to frustrate Victor Osimhen's deal from other clubs. I believe that is what is actually going on with Victor Gyokeres now. Man U actually wants to frustrate his deals with other clubs so that Viktor Gyokeres can come, because from what I read, intermediaries are now pushing Manchester United to use from the back and sign Viktor Gyokeres. But Viktor Gyokeres is still keen on going to Arsenal. Do you understand? They want to like frustrate the deal and then delay it till maybe ending of the transfer window so that Viktor Gyokeres will not have any other choice but to go to Man U. But the player is still keen on going to Arsenal. He said he wants to play for Arsenal. Nothing anybody wants to tell him. So as for Marcus Rashford, everybody is happy with Marcus Rashford leaving Manchester United for Barcelona. Yes, Marcus Rashford has actually tried. You understand? This is a player that came from Manchester United Academy and started playing for the big team. I think it's been about 15 years or so that he has been playing for the club, or 10 years that he has been playing for the club, and he has given his all. And it's too bad that the way he's leaving the club is not living in the right way. You understand? He's not living in the right way. He's living. They are not in good terms. You understand? He's not in good terms with Manchester United. Coupled with everything he has been posting on Instagram, that has been actually related to Man U. You understand? The truth is, I feel Man U owners are not having good relationships with their players. Do you understand? Now, starting with Ronaldo. Ronaldo was actually the first problem they had. Do you understand? When Ten Hag came in and he started having issues with Ronaldo, benching Ronaldo, and Ronaldo got angry and went off the pitch, people started saying all sorts of things that Ronaldo was the problem of Man U. Now you're now actually saying it. From Ronaldo, they went to Sancho, from Sancho to Anthony, from Anthony to Rashford, from Rashford to Garnacho. So you see, Manchester United does not actually have good relationships with their players, and I feel that is one of the things that has been affecting their players mentally on the pitch. You understand? Because I feel Manchester United players have potentials. Normally, when you see these boys, they bring out their mind, don't play, but you enjoy the game, you see the game. You understand? And this thing happens in some specific games, especially when they want to play with their rival clubs like Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal. You see them coming out and they play their best. But with other smaller teams, they don't. So I don't know. I feel Man U owners should actually work on their players. They should actually create that relationship and bond with them so that the club can actually push further. This is Man U, one of the biggest teams in Europe, and it's very bad for a club like Man U to start battling for relegation this season. Last season was bad for them. They should try and work on their players and make things better with them. But then again, everybody is happy with Rashford going to Barcelona. It's a good one. It's a good move, and we are all happy for him. So we feel he would actually do better he would actually do well because the player on his own self, he wants to go to Barcelona. He's happy going to Barcelona to the point that he even had to agree for a pay cut. So it's a good one for them. And that is it for today. Please let me know what you think on the comment section. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But this is what we do. We talk football. Peace.